In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a knife which I had a request to review. As it turns out, I think it's pretty stinking cool. The Cold Steel GI Tanto. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it is Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. As I said today, that something sharp is this Cold Steel GI Tanto, which I bought on Big Daddy Unlimited. So Big Daddy Unlimited is sponsoring this video as well. They're making these Sharp Saturday videos possible by creating a situation where you can go to survivalonpurpose.com/BDU. You can join Big Daddy's Unlimited membership club for just 99 cents for the first 30 days. You can get in the store, so to speak, check the prices out, check their selections out, see if you think it'll save you money, if they've got what you need. If so, and you stick around for the regular membership price of just $9.99 a month or 99 bucks a year, then they'll throw me a couple of bucks for introducing you. So if you save money, it supports the channel. It's a win-win, and I really appreciate it. And thanks to Big Daddy for making that possible. So, as I said, today we're looking at the Cold Steel GI Tanto. I had a request to review this knife, and so that's what we're going to do. And right off the bat, I can say I think this is a pretty cool knife. It is a full tang knife, as you can see. Let's talk about the specs. I have my handy dandy notes here. I'm getting damp because it's just finished raining here. So first of all, let me get a little closer for you here. So you can see this thing a little closer, and I'll try not to wave it around like I usually do. So the blade length on this thing is 7 inches. It is 1055 carbon steel. It is 4 millimeters thick. The handle material is polypropylene, and they're 5-inch scales. And the overall length is 12 inches, and it weighs 12 ounces. And it has these built-in finger guards here with a nice little notch there. Comes with the Securex sheath. They all got these cool, Cold Steel's got these crazy names, but it's basically a plastic, some kind of plastic kind of sheath with a screws onto a nylon Cordura style belt loop, which snaps in the front, which I like. Snaps right there like that, and also has both a snap and Velcro to attach it to your belt, which I like as well, and multiple lashing points. So pretty handy package there. What's really cool about this is the MSRP on this knife is 40 bucks. I paid just 23 bucks for it on Big Daddy Unlimited. And it says it's capable, they say in their literature, it's capable of being thrown either by the handle or the blade. You can also take the handle off because it's got little Allen screws on it, and you can lash it to a stick or something for a spear, and it has a lanyard hole in it. So there's all that. So let's stop talking and start doing some of that knife stuff. You want to? So here's the knife. Let's take a look and do some of that there testing. First, how about a redneck sharp test? We got to do that. You know that, right? Let's see. Let's try right here. All right, let's see. Okay, so there we go, some hair there. This Tanto part here seems to be redneck sharp. The other part, well, right here next to the blade does, but right here next to the hilt, closest to the hilt does right there. This part up here doesn't seem to be. We'll try it with the other arm just to be safe. No, it's not. I'm gonna wind up cutting myself trying to scrape too hard. So semi-redneck sharp. Now let's try the paper cut, because man, I keep saying this, if somebody wants to see it, I know. This paper's kind of damp, so that's gonna skew the results, but it is what it is. See, damp paper doesn't work too good. It just doesn't. So we're probably gonna abandon the paper cutting test because I don't like doing it, and there's too many variables to the paper. So anyway, right now we're at redneck sharp test, barely some parts. Paper test, no. Let's try some chopping. You wanna try some chopping? So I got this heavy duty hard privet. You can see how wet it is. Been chopped on a little bit by something else. We're just gonna continue that little bit of something else. This thing does not have any kind of a flare on the handle. It's kind of straight, so, which is great for chunking it at a balance orientation and rotation device. Not so good for chopping, but at least it's not a hollow grind. Let's see. Bite's pretty good. But you see it slipping down in my hand. It's almost out of my hand again. And again, almost out of my hand. So we're gonna stop there, but I mean, it's not horrible. It would get through here eventually. I just have to keep re-gripping it, so not bad there. Trying to find something bigger to baton, but I really don't have anything bigger to baton. But so here's an example of why I think batoning is good. This is a piece of wood that is soaking wet, but maybe on the inside there's still some dry. So what I'm gonna try to do is cut the corner of this wedge off and get to the middle, and then we'll try to split a couple more off. As you may have seen me do before, because I'm running low on testing medium, I got to get some more, but let's see. So as you can see the difference there. You can see the dry versus the wet. That's why I like to know how to baton and to make sure my knives can baton. So, and I'm not really concerned about whether this could baton something bigger. I mean, this is a pretty good sized chunk of 1055 steel. So I know it'll take a licking. That's not really I'm not really too concerned about that. I am concerned about how good the edge is for carving some curls out of this whenever I can get to the dry wood in the middle. I'm gonna get one more side of it off. Trying to carve all this wet off of here. Or trying to baton all this wet off of here, I guess. Not really carving, are we? We sort of are carving. I guess that depends on how strictly you interpret the word. But we got some dry here now, and I'm gonna go ahead and carve that end off, chop that end off. It's got a little wet sticking out of it. And see what we get here now. You want to? So we found out this part of the blade here seemed to be redneck sharp. So we'll start carving with that. It seems to be doing okay. Let's back it up a little bit. And this part's not too bad either, really. This part here was really sharpest. And the only way you can really use that to carve curls is you can get those really tiny curls if you just use a thumb cut like that. I mean, look at those little bitty tiny curls you can make, which are gonna get soaking wet in just a minute sitting on this wet stump top. But, so you can do that, but we're gonna go ahead and just carve a few more. Just a few. Just want to see if we can get any kind of a normal standard testing process going here. We always like to test everything consistently because, you know, we're all about the science here at Survival on Purpose headquarters. So I'll say this, that false edge there is really not, it's only partially false. That thing's pretty, it's got a little bit of a daggum edge on it. Look at that. So if you're push cutting on that, it wouldn't take much to make that an actual double edge, I'll tell you that. So let's grab the old fat wood out of storage. And man, it's soaking wet. So let's see if we can get some carve a little bit of fat wood off of here. I'm gonna use this part here because I can get some really thin carves on it. You can see where I'd already carved a little bit here on testing another knife earlier. Because it's been raining for 2 days here, and I'm trying to get ahead on my my knife reviews because I've got a grandbaby coming any day now, and that's probably gonna take a little bit of my time, my first grandson. So maybe that's enough fat wood to get a fire going. I don't know. Let's see if this thing will scrape. I don't think it will, but maybe it will. Let's see. Well, might surprise me. Now I'm scraping on a flat too, not even on an angle, so that's pretty cool. So we got that much. Let's see. Well, you know what the next step is, don't you? Might as well take my second favorite ferro rod and see if it'll strike a spark with the spine here. Oh, I think it might. I think it might. I think it might. Ooh, even on the wet fat wood. Okie dokie. Bam. I'm surprised. Okay, let's recap the practical testing here of the Cold Steel GI Tanto. And on the redneck sharp test, we'll give it a C minus. This part was redneck sharp, it's shaved. This part here's almost sort of none, but this was really the only part that really was redneck sharp. Paper cutting test, we're gonna throw those results out because the paper is damp and I don't like them anyway. On chopping, it did okay. I would call it a B minus. The handle's not conducive to chopping. It's not designed for chopping, but it had enough mass. It did, and it bit into the wood well enough that it did okay. On the carving, again, it did okay. It's again, I like to have them really sharp, so a little bit of extra sharpness would help there. But it didn't well enough. It got some curls off. And again, we're talking about wet wood. Oh, I forgot batoning. I didn't baton anything substantial with it, but I mean, it's a big old honking piece of 1055, solid, full tang. I got no doubts this thing would baton anything up to about 3-4 inches, so that's fine. Carving, again, fine. I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised that it did strike a ferro rod with the spine, so you know I like that. It scraped some fat wood and struck a ferro rod, so it's just, I got a lighter in my pocket all the time, but it's nice to be able to do that. And people say, oh, you just carry a striker. Yeah, you can do that, but if you have a knife that'll do it, you don't have to. So there's that. But as you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we is all about the science. And to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge knife testing facility. And one of the testing stations, testing procedures we like to put every fixed blade through is to test the aerodynamic balance on the balance, orientation, and rotation device here. You can see we've had we got to do a little maintenance on the testing facility, but we're going to endeavor to persevere. So I thought we would go ahead and test this one. What do you think? You want to? Let's do it. Proper scientific method is very critical. Whoop, 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 whoop. I think this semi-false edge here really does help aid stickability. I mean, just look at, I didn't really give you a close-up of that, but look at that knife edge. Look at it, how thin that is, which might mean it's potentially, you know, not as resistant to breakage, but we can only find out, right? Much more better. And I'm trying to stay away from the damaged area of the testing application of the balance, orientation, and rotation device. So let's go again. Oh, I knew I had to miss sometime. So I don't know if you can see this, right on the very end, I've got just a little bit of a burr where that very sharp point has kind of burred down. I could probably rub it on a rock for a second and it'd go away, but man, I'm standing underneath the trees dripping water on me, so I forgot the scientific process there. Let's try again. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, that was 3, but I wasn't really happy with the angle. That stuck about like this, and I want it to stick about like this. So 1 more. Oh, I hit the bad spot, but it stuck. We're gonna call that one balanced. Oh. That is the Cold Steel GI Tanto, the scientific portion of our testing. And I gotta say, I'm digging this knife, as you probably are not surprised to hear that, because A, it did the knife stuff pretty well. It just needs a little sharpening. You know I like the Tanto style blade anyway. It's a full tang, It's pretty beefy. It did everything I needed to do. It even struck a ferro rod, which is pretty cool. And it is very well balanced. And it even comes with a pretty nice sheath here. So this is another one of those that falls into the category of a knife that is expressly okay to throw, but it's also a knife. And even I like that you could sharpen that little false edge up there and have you a serious pig sticker, so to speak. So anyway, I also like the fact that I paid 23 bucks for this thing on Big Daddy Unlimited. That's a pretty good price for a solid knife like this. It comes with this really cool sheath. So that is the Cold Steel GI Tanto, that's what it is. And I hope this video has been helpful to you if you've been looking at this knife, interested in it. I gotta say, in my opinion, I'm giving this one a thumbs up. For the money, it's a really good deal. And thanks again to the folks at Big Daddy Unlimited for help making these Sharp Saturday videos possible. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, sometimes random videos throughout the week. I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name is Brian and you are watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.